You are a mortgage expert. You've been doing this for many years. How many years? I should ask that.
29 now.
I think one thing that's really interesting right now is what is happening with mortgages in the year 2021. What do we want to say? The second year of this health pandemic. And we've had so much craziness with the mortgage moratorium, and interest rates have been historically low, and it's kind of been this incredible market. But I'm curious, from your viewpoint, what are you seeing happening right now in year 2021?
The mortgage business, real estate overall, is still extremely busy in many parts of the country. Inventory is still low. Interest rates are at still a historically low average. And that's exciting news for first-time home buyers and even many buyers who want to refinance. We are starting to see more and more investors enter the market. So I'm really excited about where we are and where we're going. We're going to have a very busy end of the summer and a very busy fall 2021.
First of all, for those who are not paying their mortgages, what are you seeing as far as many people, we were talking about this last week, foreclosures and short sales? Do you predict that you're going to see a lot of those, or has this really prevented that from happening?
It is a mixed bag. I think that's the best way to communicate it. It is a mixed bag. There are quite a few folks still suffering on being able to pay their mortgages. It is difficult to pay. At the same time, delinquencies have not been astoundingly going through the roof. Jennifer, there is some talk that we're going to have some possible or potential foreclosures hit the market. When? We don't know. But there is a lot of talk that there are some foreclosures due to COVID-19 in 2020 and throughout 2021, that there is a room full of foreclosures, if I can phrase it that way, that could potentially be released and hit the market, which could open up the door for a lot of first-time home buyers and potential investor buyers. This moratorium, in all fairness, we never want to see people lose their homes.
No, never.
We work so hard to create a culture, a mortgage culture, a real estate culture, where everyone can have the dream of home ownership.
Yeah.
And due to this pandemic and due to employment issues, and it just has unfortunately devastated families, jobs. But I do have some hope, and I think we're going to have a rebound.
So what about the investors who their tenants haven't had to pay rent? What is your prediction? Do you guys, I don't know if you're following any statistics on that or any idea on what's going to happen with all of those properties? Do you think that they're going to end up in foreclosure, or do you have any metrics to be gauging that?
The short answer would be yes. We do believe they're going to fall into foreclosure.
Okay.
We do not specifically follow the metrics and statistics on those particular items, but investors purchase properties. They purchase these properties with the hope of appreciation and with the hope that someone else can move into that property and help them pay off that property so that they can have a long-term investment. And now with folks not paying the mortgages or paying their monthly rents on these mortgages to the investors, that puts the investor in a very compromised position. I think we have a lot of savvy investors out there who want to keep their credit in great standing, so they'll do what they need to do to keep that property afloat, but it really creates a very big challenge for them financially and economically each and every month. 3 months, 6 months, okay. But when we start to go 8, 12, 14 months plus, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. It's interesting because I see it from so many different angles, and it makes me think of that, the idea that we are all connected. You know, if your neighbor is having a hard time, guess what? It actually, it impacts you. And I think in the United States, we individuate, we all try to kind of close in, and not, I don't know, it's almost like a racehorse. We're on this race and we put blinders on and we forget to look to our left and to our right and to see what's happening with the neighbors, and really understanding that we're all connected. Whatever is happening is going to impact us. And how can
isn't that so interesting that this pandemic, and we're talking about economics and real estate and financial, but this pandemic has want to cause us to kind of isolate and go inward. But the more we realize what's really going on here, we're so interconnected.
Exactly.
And we need each other.
Yeah, we need each other so badly. And it's interesting, but when I look at the mortgages, from the investor viewpoint, even the first-time home buyer, from each different viewpoint, I realize that we are all connected. And with the pandemic, it's amazing. If you observe, you will notice, I want to say, it's like every so often I'll walk in my neighborhood and I'll be like, oh, I never noticed that tree, but it's a pretty big tree. So it didn't just arrive.
Right.
And it's the same thing with your neighbors. Oh, did I notice that house is actually vacant now? And I was like, and of course I'm a licensed real estate agent, so I can look it up, and I'll be like, but anybody can look up in the public records. And I'm like, oh, so I didn't even realize that was actually a rental. That person wasn't an owner. And it made me start realizing, from an owner's viewpoint, from a real estate investor's viewpoint, what are the things, how are we interconnected, and how can we help each other?